Large America coming at you. Boom! All right, hold your nose. Here comes another stinker from the Comic Cave. And then I went and put my books all the way over there. Just going to run through a whole bunch of weeks worth of books that I've got. Just kind of let you know what I've been picking up, what's going in, what I'm dropping down. The Wrong Earth, Day and Night. It's the two Batman analogs, that's probably the better term for it. Switching worlds, so it's like Batman 66 and the Dark Knight switching places. And they find out they might have a way to switch back. So I only got bits and pieces of the other stuff. I started picking up this. I don't know if my store will continue to have them or have enough of them for me. I may just have to grab it in trade. It's a Ahoy comic. So something new that I haven't really been reading too much of. A comic book look, a group that I used to chat regularly with, and now I'm just dipping in and out of. John and Tom from A Comic Book Look. John hosts this wonderful show weekly, Wednesday nights on Facebook, and then he disseminates it through all the other areas. Tom mentioned this book, so I decided to go and pick it up. This is Remender and then a rotating cast of artists. So, Scumbag. A junkie gets a super drug put in his body and he becomes a super spy for a while. So, issue number 1. I like the artwork. All the artists seem to play pretty close together. Number 2. And it is exactly what you would think. As a scumbag, druggy junkie, it is Hunter S. Thompson as James Bond. So, number 3. And luckily my store had all the issues, so I was able to snag them all up. And number 4. I believe number 5 should be coming up very soon. I've been picking up a couple of Fearless Dawns. I picked up a Fearless Dawn and Hellboy, so then I decided to go ahead and try The Return of Old Number 7. It's kind of like a spin-off BPRD kind of group. Albatross Comics has been pretty good, so I'll be very interested to see how that continues. Number 5 of We Only Find Them When They're Dead. A lot of people talked about the artwork in it. It's very dark, very shadowed. Luckily, everybody brought my expectations down a whole lot, so when I read it, I enjoyed it. Al Ewing and Simon Domino. Like I said, it definitely helped that I wasn't all hyped up and ready and then flipped through it and like, So actually, I found the artwork, very decent. So everybody who's been reviewing it, I was very thankful. You gave me a very accurate picture of what it was. So going in with low expectations definitely helped the book out. So I've been a huge fan of Jeff Shaw's artwork. Especially his earlier work, so I picked this series up through my comic shop. Donny Cates is a wonderful writer, and him and Jeff Shaw team up very regularly. I love this aspect of like comic book people entering our real world, but now they're trapped in a bubble, and did they do it to keep us out or them in? So it's very interesting to find out what's going on. The young lady was a comic shop owner. All the big 2 comics basically became outlawed, and then it was just, your romance comics, war, that kind of stuff, were the only thing that was available for people to pick up. So everybody hated superheroes after the big event. So it was very interesting. I'm really enjoying it. And so tying into this one, once again, I'm going to preach, please pick up the Paybacks. Wonderful floppy trade we got here. This is 8 issues. Originally they were Dark Horse, and then they got picked up by Heavy Metal. And so this is Donny Cates, this is Jeff Shaw, and then this is Elliot Rowell also. Elliot is often at our Sioux Falls Comic Con and Minnesota native, so always love to support him too. So it's very interesting to see some of the stuff in crossover. And I would say, definitely, pick it up, read it, enjoy it. A very fun book, very silly book in a way, too. The idea is paybacks. A group of people, there's one guy who loans money to superheroes and supervillains, and when they can't pay, the paybacks come and repo their stuff. Also, in the contract is usually the person's service. So the person who can't pay now works for the paybacks, collecting debts. So that's in a nutshell. And so it's very good to read this, enjoy it. It falls under the lines of a Suicide Squad, a Thunderbolts, and that kind of stuff. So if those are the kind of books you enjoy, paybacks. Donny Cates, Elliot Rowell writes some really funny stuff. Elliot's been doing a lot more some horror and that kind of stuff, but he does stand up. Donny Cates, of course, is just exploded in Marvel. Jeff Shaw, I think it's just tough for him to kick out a whole bunch of books at a time. So the paybacks is him taking his time, making his artwork exactly as he wants. So I think this is his pinnacle work. So once again, I have to really recommend this. I really hope everybody picks it up. Paybacks. All right, my stacks. Heart attacks, my stacks. There we go. Big two now. So I'll flip into Marvel. MODOK Head Games #2. So this is being written by Patton Oswalt and somebody who actually is in the comic book industry, Bloom. The Hepburn art is in here is it's definitely standard big two. So I would say it's interesting. MODOK has all these memories of like having a family and all that, and his original host body says that that's not what his life was. So it's very interesting that he's teaming up with Tony Stark to figure out what's wrong with MODOK. Is MODOK going crazy? So enjoyable. Picked up the Eternals. I thought I knew what I was getting into when I picked this up. It's definitely a different style of book. It's explaining its world to me pretty well, and I'm enjoying it. It almost seems to fall along the lines, too, of the Hox Pox, where nobody ever dies. They die and then they come back. And so this revolving door of life and death makes for an interesting book. I really don't know much about the Eternals, so that's why I grabbed it. And of course, the Isaac Ribbit artwork. Once again, artwork is always what grabs me. So I picked up 1 and 2 of that. So 2 months worth. Other books I'm digging into, Taskmaster. This one is been enjoyable. Black Widow is after Taskmaster, believing that Taskmaster has killed Maria Hill. Thank you. Maria Hill. And so it'll be very interesting to see the previous episode. He fought Hyperion. I believe it was Hyperion. And it was very interesting to see that he had a strategy. So, no, it's enjoyable. It is a fun Marvel book. I mean, you have to really like Marvel style. You have to like Taskmaster, almost Deadpool style. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. Issue #3 on that one. Strange Academy, #7. And then almost a week later, #8 came out. I don't understand. I think it's maybe because of COVID, some of the stuff got stopped. I'm trying to remember if the first issue got out before or if like it suddenly it got delayed and then like they're trying to spit them out now that they're kind of back to back to back. Scotty Young, Humberto Ramos artwork. So in case you've never seen Ramos's work, I loved it during Dark Reign with the Initiative. He did quite a bit of the Initiative books, so fits in great with that Scotty Young kind of feel too. Very, I don't know, cartoonish, roundish, however you want to say it for the artwork. So I mean, it's definitely very stylized. I enjoyed it. Like I said, art will almost always make me buy the book. Humberto Ramos definitely was the reason why I picked this up. Scotty's doing a fun little story. It is basically Harry Potter Magic Academy. So you got all these people. It's basically like the kids of, so Dormammu's kid, um, some Asgardians, a plethora of different kinds of people. Um, it's their kids, and then you have the bigwigs that are teaching them, whether if it's Doctor Voodoo, um, Scarlet Witch, whoever, Magic is teaching them. So it was just they're in New Orleans, has that New Orleans feel too, and the kids all have hidden backstories that are slowly being revealed. So I enjoy it. I mean, it is a fun book. Fun book, as you notice. Many of my Marvel stuff, fun, 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 fun. That's why I pick it up. Thunderbolts. So Fisk has decided to, since I'm guessing he is mayor of New York, once again, bits and pieces. I don't really keep up enough with my Marvel. I'm always picking up fringe books instead. Has hired all of these criminals, told them no mass, we're legit. So Batrock, the Lipa, Taskmaster, uh, Mr. Fear, a couple people I didn't know too much on. They're gonna go and do a job. It's ties in with the King in Black. Um, I think originally this maybe was supposed to be tied in with something else, and then they just moved it over to this. Juan Ferreira art once again is the reason why I digged into it. So try and get a, and Juan definitely has a style of his own. Um, as you can see there, very goblinish, maybe. Sometimes I always try to think, it's tough to put any artist into a box. So, but I would say almost ghoulish, whatever kind of look, which fits great with this King in Black feel. So number one, whoopsie. Number two, I've been enjoying it. So if you like the Thunderbolts, once again, the Suicide Squad kind of feel if you're more DC, this has been a great book, enjoyable. I also dipped into King in Black, Black Knight. Once again, I get into the fringes. Black Knight was always somebody I thought I knew. Every once in a while they keep changing or fixing him a little bit here and there. Flawed superhero holding a cursed sword. And, is he angel enough to handle it? Enjoyable. I picked this up. This was solely because of character, but I mean, artwork is definitely the Marvel style. So it was, good and enjoyable. Uh, I liked it. I'm not 100% sure. Mini, multiple. Is there a one shot? Does this tie into just the main series? I don't know. So, and of course, I hear my heater kicking in again. It's 18 below out right now. Regular temperature, wind chill kicks it in the 20s. I got to go to work tonight. I've taken the whole week off. We've been in sub-zero wind chills. My heater is just kicking on, going, and going. Hearts out to everybody in all the states that are suffering with the power outages. So, but now on to better news. Future State, this wonderful take on Wonder Woman. Joelle Jones, writing and art style. Just, beautiful work. I've enjoyed her ever since the, I gotta find a page without ads in it. Lady Killer, or Lady Killers. Her work on her individual books is amazing. So having two issues is just great. So one and two. The other one I picked. This is issue one. Sorry, this is one. The other one is two. No. I am so wrong. This is two. $4 issues. I believe the other one cost me $5 for the better card stock, and I chose that knowing that I can always grab an older issue when they go on sale with my shop. Shop does a great job with its old issues. Once again, then, here's a $5 book, Shazam! Future State. I liked this one a lot. It's another 2 issues, so I'll be grabbing the next one, I believe, tomorrow. And just loving these because of the fun story. 2 issues, get it done and wrapped up. Better card stock. That's what drove me crazy about Marvel there. Once again, great card stock. Here is Deceased, the last issue of that. Loving it. Loving all the stylized covers with these too. And of course, that's Tom Taylor. That's the Alternate Earth series that he's doing. I think this is the 3rd run of the series, and there might be a digital that I did not pick up. So, loving it. Strange Adventures. So, Adam Strange. Enjoying this, of course. The Tom King writing is good. Mitch Gerard and Evan Shaner artwork. Once again, that's why I'm picking it up. Is that artwork? Great mystery. Enjoying it. So I think 12 issues. So we're getting to the stretch. Lastly, Future State, Suicide Squad. Another 2-issue one. I picked it up, of course, because I like Suicide Squad. This one is very interesting, making their own Justice League out of the Suicide Squad with Talon from Night of Owls. Clayface, I believe, is imitating Martian Manhunter. Connor Kent, maybe, is, the clone Superman. And the other 2 I did not know well enough to say. I guess all 3 I didn't really know the Flash either. So enjoyable. Amanda Waller running her own Justice League, looking like Justice League in the future. Very good. So that's just it. That's what I'm grabbing. I'm still in my jammies. I gotta maybe squeeze in another 2-hour nap and then work my overnight. So it's gonna be chilly out. Hey, I hope everybody is home safe, relaxing, reading the books you love, loving the books that you get, and, keep on keeping on. Catchphrase.